In this video, we'll create a WebSocket server in Node.js and then use Postman to send and receive messages across our WebSocket connection. I'm here at quickstarts.postman.com and I'm going to search for WebSockets. I see a module called Set up a WebSockets Server in Node.js. If you're having trouble following along, you can pause the video at any time, but also be sure to follow along with this more in-depth documentation in case you need more details. So to get started, we'll need a text editor installed. I'll be using VS Code, but you're welcome to use whichever text editor you prefer. And you'll also need Node.js installed. I have both of those on my machine already, so I'm going to skip over that step. Pause the video if you need to do that now. And then we'll move on to our next step, creating our Node.js server. Let's read through the first steps together. We're going to make a directory called WebSockets, navigate into that directory, and then install WS, a WebSockets library for Node.js. Let's get started. So I'm here in my terminal. I'm going to create a directory called WebSockets and then change into that directory, which is currently empty. But if we install WS, we will be initializing a Node package with a directory Node modules and two files, package.lock.json and package.json, which contains our single dependency WS that we just installed. I'm going to be using VS Code, but you're welcome to use whichever editor you choose to use. And here we have, let me close some of these, our directory Node modules as well as the two files with the one lonely WS dependency so far. So one more step that we'll need before we are able to create our script is we'll need to, let me copy and paste this from the documentation. We'll need to add the type property so that we can load our ES module in the next step. So let's add this right here to our package.json and save. Okay. So the next thing we'll do following the documentation here is in the root directory, we'll create a file called index.js and then paste this code block. This code block is from the WS documentation. There's many scenarios, but this one is to follow the directions for simple server. This will import WebSocket server from the library, initialize a WebSocket server that will be running on port 8080. And then upon establishing a connection, the server will, upon receiving messages, log to the console the message, and then also be sending something, string data type, the word something. So let's copy to our clipboard this code block, and then we'll paste it into a new file called index.js. So let's create index.js, and back in VS Code, we'll paste that code. All right, and save. All right, now we're ready to run our server locally from the command line. So we'll be using node index.js to run index.js file. Okay, so we have a server running locally on our machine. Now in the next step, we'll begin sending and receiving messages in Postman. So we'll be opening up a new tab and entering our WebSocket server URL. Let's just do this in Postman, shall we? So I'm going to tab over to Postman. I'm already in a workspace here, and you can follow along with the instructions, or you can follow along here. I just click the new button to open this Create New Modal, and I'll select WebSocket Request, which is currently still in beta. And we'll be needing to enter our server URL, which we saw in the instructions is going to either start with WS or WSS. And then we already have our server running on the local host, and it was running on 8080 according to our code sample. Okay, so our local server is already running, so let's go ahead and connect. Okay, so we see that Postman has established a connection. The Postman client has established a connection to our local server. And if we want to dive into the handshake details, we can do that here. And then there's this word something. So if we go back to our code, you can see it's row 9. We're just hard coding a word to send to the client. And so we could add more business logic here. But we can also test out the capability of sending messages from the client to the server. So it's bidirectional connection. And in the Postman client, we can say, add a text string or a JSON body or whatever we want to send back over to the local server, and we can send. In the bottom, we see the inbound messages going from server to client, as well as the outbound messages leaving Postman client that we just sent here that should be going over to the server. And I believe we were logging our information to the console, so here's that message that we received from the Postman client. All right, so that's not too exciting. Let's move on to the next step in our tutorial, and you can read on and make sure we didn't miss anything. The next step is going to be to send system information. WebSockets is used frequently for real-time events or anything that needs to be frequently updated. So this is like financial trading data, gaming, chat apps. One of the things that I thought might be interesting to see is your system information about your computer's CPU. So we'll terminate the server, and then we'll be using this node package called system information. We'll need to install that dependency, import it into index.js so we can use it, and then we'll add this code here to every 1,000 milliseconds or 1 second. We will be sending at that interval information about our CPU. Okay, so we need to npm install system information. Let's open up a new tab. Okay, I'm still in that root directory, but I will install, actually, let me close this tab so we have just one tab that we're working on. I'm going to terminate my server by hitting Control-C. I'm on Mac. And then we will npm install, I believe it was called system information. Okay, so if we check our package.json, we should see that dependency listed there. And then we'll need to import that library into our index.js so that we can use it. And here's that set interval block of code that we can either replace with ws.send something, or this is where we can add more business logic. So we'll just add it right here. And we're ready to restart our local server. Okay, so we have the server running again locally on our machine. If we go back to Postman, we see that the connection was disconnected. So anytime either the client or the server terminates the connection, we'll see that the entire connection is terminated, but we can reestablish our connection. We see that something come in again because we didn't delete it. And now every second we'll receive information about this computer's CPU, and you can see it slightly fluctuating. Maybe if I start a new app that I feel like takes a lot of load, we'll see it fluctuate even more. And it's just a stream of data, and if I want to dig into any particular payload that I'm receiving, I can inspect it here. And so back to our Node.js server, we can update that information. I'm sending the entire object, current load, but I could also drill down and parse that object and then only send over a limited data set. Here I'm just logging once I'm receiving messages from the client, like hello everybody, we just sent that text string. We're only logging it, but we could do more information. This is where we can pull in more data from other sources using an API, your local file system, and so forth, and perform calculations and update the information as we choose. This is where we add our cool business logic. And that's it. So you have a boilerplate server running locally on your machine. You can deploy it to an external environment. You can add more business logic. The world is your oyster.